Hello, welcome back to the woods and welcome back to a whole new year. Now, I get asked quite a bit about the gear that I use, and I've done some videos on winter gear and clothing, etc. But I'm going to do a little occasional series on my bushcraft gear top tips, because the bits I get asked about most often is the gear that's, well, it's not your standard bushcraft type gear, or else it is, but it's stuff that I've modded to better suit my purposes. So, as I said, I'm going to do this little occasional series on bushcraft gear top tips. And the first bit of gear we're going to look at is this. It's my Gore-Tex Bivy Bag, and we're going to look at what I've done to it to make it a little bit more workable for me, and it could be for you too. Now, these are a really good bit of kit. Number one, they're pretty cheap to buy. You can pick them up for between 30 to 40 quid on good old Evil Bay. They're also nice and big, absolutely bloody huge in fact. Designated as a sleeping bag cover, they are way bigger than your sleeping bag because they're designed to take you and all of your kit. They have a big V-shaped gusset at the top, which makes getting in and out much easier, and if you're going for one, that is the one you want, the one with the big V-shaped gusset in there. They are a bit heavy, and compared to the more modern bivy bags like the Snug Pack and the Alp Kit ones, they are bulky, but they are also really good, and they're absolutely massive. Now, while most of the time I much prefer to sleep in a hammock, there are times when a bivy bag is great. For things like stealth camping, or if I'm out in open countryside, then a bivy bag makes a lot of sense. I can literally unroll it out on the ground, put my sleeping bag and everything inside it, get inside it, and it's great. It's also quite useful if you're not expecting rain. You can just lay it out and it helps to keep your sleeping bag nice and dry from dew. But there's been a few times when I've used it, I've clambered inside it, the sky's been clear, only to be woken up in the small hours of the morning by the pitter patter of rain splashing on my face, and I've had to sort of like pull the bivy bag top up over the top, and it's not the best, it's not comfortable. But I made a couple of little alterations to mine which make a whole world of difference for both of those applications. If you're camping in a hurry, or if you're out stealth camping, this simple alteration, which can be easily done by anyone, makes a whole lot of difference. And the modification I've done to mine is I've added 7 little loops. 2 on the foot section and 5 up around the top. 1 in the centre of the hood, 1 on each of the bends in the fabric where the front and the back go together, and then 1 on either side of the big gusseted area. And then the only other bits I need is my normal pegs and cord set with my little toggle cords in there, and 2 sticks that I can cut on site while I'm out. So those loops took me probably about 10 minutes to sew on, but what they give me is a choice. I can use my bivy bag in its regular role as a sleeping bag cover. It's not affected in any way. I can use that in conjunction with my basher, or what it can do is I can use it independently as its own little shelter. It's very low profile, it's a very low silhouette, it's camouflage, and for things like stealth camping, it's absolutely perfect. It's also perfect when you need to get a shelter up quickly, you can get out of the weathering. And that's probably, as the light's fading and the rain's coming in, what I need to do now. So setting this up is simplicity itself. I pick my location, this seems fine. I then clear the ground. I then roll out the bivy bag, but I roll it out upside down, so the hood is facing downwards, not as it would do if I was using it normally. With that done, I peg in the 2 foot loops. I then flip the hood back, peg in the 2 loops that are either side of the B section. I then use one of my toggle ropes through the top loop at the top of the hood, and I just attach it to a tree and tension it. With that done, I then use my 2 sticks, poking either side, and they go in the side loops, and that gives me my little shelter all set up and ready to go. It takes a few minutes, that's all. And there it is, done. Plenty of space in here. I can hunker further back. There's plenty of space for me, my sleeping bag, everything, and I'm protected from the weather. It's a bit like a hoop bivy bag, but without the hoops. It's also not quite as claustrophobic to sleep in as one of those, which I have done many times, and I wasn't that impressed. This, on the other hand, is a much better option. You've even got this little dry area out here, which you can get a brew going from your comfort of your sleeping bag, in the dry, out of the weather. So you've got a hot brew and somewhere dry and sheltered to sleep. So there you go. That is BushcraftGear top tip number 1. Sew a few loops onto your bivy bag so you can use it as it was intended to be used, as a sleeping bag cover, or you can use it like this as a low profile stealth shelter that's quick and easy to set up. If you enjoyed this video, then as always hit that like button, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. You can always follow me on Instagram and Facebook. I am greencraft_01 on Instagram, and just search for Greencraft on Facebook. You can also have a look at me over on Etsy. I've got an Etsy shop. It's called Greencraft Shop, and over there you'll find a few bits and pieces that I sell, including my EDC light pouches and of course my Greencraft patches. Get yourself one and show your support for the channel. The light's starting to go now. I need to get my sleeping bag and my evening meal sorted out. So until next time, I've been Neil. Stay safe.